Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning into my video, and I'd like to begin with a verse from Scripture. It's Proverbs chapter 11, verse 2. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. That to me means that you have to be humble in yourself to, particularly as a flight instructor, you can't know everything. It's not that you can't always be learning. You can't know a lot, but there's always something you don't know. There's always something to learn extra. And I like to tie that in with rationalization. From the FAA, the Aviation Instructor's Handbook, rationalization is a subconscious technique for justifying actions that otherwise would be unacceptable. When true rationalization takes place, individuals sincerely believe in the plausible and acceptable excuse which seem real and justifiable. As a student, you might encounter someone that you try to correct them, and they tell you why they did it. They want to tell you their thought process. This is something that I thought was happening. And when it's happening, I understand that. You want that to happen because you don't know everything. And that's actually a concept that I struggle with personally as a student. When my instructor tells me, "Hey, you did this wrong," my initial thought is, "Okay, let me explain my thought process to how I got there." I have no problem accepting that I was wrong, but I feel as though I need to tell my instructor, "Hey, I was wrong, but here's the thought process behind it. Does my thought process make sense?" And as a whole, it doesn't matter. I feel justified in saying, my reasonings for it. But at the end of the day, my action was incorrect, and I need to correct it and learn that this is the correct action. And if I truly want to gather an understanding of a topic, learn the hows and whys behind it. So instead of rationalizing, well, I was just trying to do this or that because I thought this, I try to change my mindset before I ask that question. I say, okay, why is it like that? And so I try to go into it with that open mind. And that's a concept, like I said, that I struggle with, but I feel that being an instructor has actually taught me what questions to ask so that I'm not so much rationalizing it as I am trying to ingest that new information and replace that old thought process. And that way I can just delete that old way of doing it, because if it's wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't matter why. I need to do it the correct way. And so that's something that I can get to a point where that is just my standard learning process, and I hope to be able to relay that to students. If I notice another student doing it, hopefully I can come across to them in a non-abrasive way to say, "Hey, do you notice you try to make excuses, but obviously in a more tactful manner," and bring them about asking them to think of a question that, instead of saying, "Give me your thought process as to why you got there," which is important as an instructor because you want to see where they're at, but also, how can I get to understand that on my own? Because your instructor is not always going to be there to just tell you. So changing your thought process is important. So that's the concept that I've been working on. Over this past week, it's been hammered a little bit more, and I'm hammering myself over it so I can hopefully have that in my learning technique as the new norm for me. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I look forward to the critiques, and I look forward to the rest of the class with you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you. Happy Thanksgiving.